My name is Shanna Miller. I currently work at an elementary school in Spring Valley as a school social worker. I am most passionate about children and adolescents. I greatly admire the resiliency that children have. I believe that they have a lot of potential and that they're able to tap that potential if they have positive relationships with others in their lives, especially if they have at least one positive relationship with an adult. I believe that having that one positive relationship can change their entire life. And I think that those who work at a school have a really great opportunity to connect with children, to encourage them, support them, and get them on their way to becoming the people that they can become. It is my desire to be that for the children that I work with. Um, Ideally, they have many adults that support them in their life, but I know that if I work with them, that they have at least one who believes in them. What I want to learn more about is how to implement prevention and early intervention in the school setting. As a school social worker, it's my job to create an environment where children can flourish. And I strongly believe that includes addressing mental health concerns and creating an environment that is trauma informed. I believe that my contribution will be an influence over the school and the community environment. I want to foster a climate that is best for the children and the families that the school district serves. I want teachers to have an awareness of trauma, and I want them to know how that affects learning and how to respond in adequate ways. That they have some tools to pull out when things happen. I want the staff to know how to respond to a child in crisis or to a family with different cultural values and see that even though this is how I do in my culture, that might not be culturally appropriate over here, and to have some awareness of that. I want the school to be a place of learning, as it should be, and when necessary, a place of healing and support. I believe that the school should support the families in whatever ways they can. And part of that is addressing mental health issues. And in that regard, I want it to be seen as a macro level issue first, and have it trickle down to the students, to the staff, to the daily interactions. So with that, I will now begin part 2 of the video. Well, Tammy, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you.
How are you doing today?
I'm great, thanks.
Good. How was your spring break?
How was your spring break?
It was nice. Thank you. Thank you for asking. Did you do anything fun?
Well, my daughter got her driving permit, so she also got in trouble, so she was grounded for the first week of break.
Okay, so she was grounded for the first week, but then she got her permit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And is learning to drive. So we have a little bit of tension in our house over both of those things.
Yes, I could see that. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Having a child grounded at home during spring break means that she's pointing out all the things that everyone else is doing wrong in the house so that what she did doesn't seem so bad, right? And then just the tension of teaching a teenager how to drive.
Yeah.
She only took out our mailbox and our trash cans.
Only?
So
Okay.
far. So that's
Okay.
good. No people, no other cars.
So she's had her permit a week and she's already ruined your mailbox.
Yes.
Okay. How do you feel about that?
Well, my husband is the one who had to put the new post in, so it doesn't directly impact me like it impacted him.
It impacts you through him.
Yes.
Okay. Now, with teaching a teenager how to drive while she's grounded, it seems interesting that, she has this new freedom that she will have, but at the same time, not because she's in trouble.
Right. So the first week she was grounded, she had her appointment to get her permit, which we did talk about, like, not letting her go. I was for not letting her go. But my husband said, once she gets her permit, we have to be in the car with her for the next 6 months until she gets her license. And it's in those 6 months that she's working to earn back trust. So while she's learning how to drive, we're with her. She's not with her friends or by herself. And in that 6 months, she's working to earn back trust so that when she gets her actual license, maybe she can enjoy some of that independence.
So it sounds like you came to a good solution between the two of you.
I hope so.
You hope so. Still a little unsure, sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I can see where he's coming from, where there is supervision for the next 6 months.
Right.
She's not completely out on her own yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she wanted to go to the movies. She's not grounded anymore. She wanted to go with a friend this weekend. My thought was absolutely not, or only if we're with her. And my husband was like, well, this is a small way for her to earn back trust. So we had to negotiate that, and she went to the movies.
So it sounds like you're wanting to be more strict than your husband is.
Yes.
Okay. And has that been a source of tension as well?
It can be, but we don't let it be. If it, like, we pick our battles, that's not one I care to fight.
Yeah. It sounds like you're more interested in working together towards what's best for your daughter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds like it was a very interesting break.
Yes. Yes, it was.
How was the rest of the family handling it?
My youngest son was at 6th grade camp while his sister was grounded, which is good because he's usually the target of most of her angst because he's the youngest and the baby and the sweet, innocent child that, she perceives him to be. So.
Okay.
And then my middle child is oblivious to any of her antics. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So it's not nearly as bad as it could have been.
No,
that's
great.
great.
A lot worse.
That sounds like it was timed pretty well.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Yes. And your younger son was at camp.
Yes.
Middle child doesn't really care too much. Were they also on spring break at the same time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so everyone had 2 weeks off in the family.
No, she had the second week she was at school.
Okay.
So that was our vacation.
So her entire spring break she was grounded.
Yes.
Okay. Was it difficult to lay down those consequences?
No. It was difficult to live with the consequences because it was punishing us as much as it was punishing her.
Right. You feel like, you're on break and now you're restricted the whole time.
Right.
Okay. Did she take them pretty well and adhere to them for the most part?
Yeah, she did.
Oh, good. That makes it easier.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big bummer, though, that you're on your break and you're spending your break making sure that she's sticking to her consequences.
It was an appropriate consequence.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. When you and your husband were trying to figure out what the consequence should be, you told me earlier that he was pretty appalled at finding out that she was dating someone.
Mm-hmm.
And you were a little more laid back.
Right.
How did that play out?
Well, there ended up being much more to the story.
Ah.
Much, much more to the story.
Okay.
And so she ended up, being honest with us about it, which really helped. And knowing we had her come up with her consequences.
Oh, okay.
So we sat down with her and said, okay, obviously there has to be consequences. So what seems reasonable to you, and let's talk about it. And we gave her some time to think about it and gave us some time to think about it. And we had an idea of what we were expecting so that we could direct the conversation if needed. But she came up with appropriate consequences for herself.
Okay. And she's 15.
Yeah.
So she's getting to that age where learning that responsibility.
And I think she adheres to them better when she came up with them than if we just impose them.
Mm-hmm. She has a role in it.
Right.
It's something that she's agreeing to because she came up with them.
Right.
Yeah. So the second week, she was back at school.
Yes.
And the other two were also back in school.
No, they were on break.
Okay.
So they got to hang out with friends. We had my son's slumber party because it was his birthday. Nice. They played video games. We went bowling. We just hung out.
Okay. So it sounds like maybe having your daughter back in school, it let you off the hook, first of all, so you could enjoy your break.
Right.
And that your sons also had the opportunity to do some fun things as well.
Yes. We weren't totally and completely punished.
There was still that second week of redemption.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. And so what were some of the things that you were able to do that second week?
Well, the boys, my son had just gotten back from camp, which he hated.
Oh.
So he slept and played video games and kind of decompressed a little bit. And my other son spent time with friends. And we went to the movies and we went bowling and went to the beach and just did fun stuff.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good break.
Yes.
He didn't like camp, huh?
No. He's my introvert.
Ah.
Extreme introvert. And he was in a cabin of rowdy boys. And he's the one who puts himself to bed, even as a 2-year-old.
Oh.
So
Yeah, that seems like a bit of a clash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe next year he'll get a different group.
I know, 6th grade camp only once. I promised him I'll never make you go to 6th grade camp again.
That's something you can keep.
Yes.
It's a very good promise.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.